2 of the Hoopin on the Hill Classic, a grind session event at Warren Central High School in Bowling Green. We got a matchup between George Harris out of Canada and Aspire Academy out of Louisville, Kentucky. Got about 1:45 till tip-off. We'll be back to you then.
Jones contested. Tyrese Samuel. Here Armstrong to Jimmy Bell for the jump. Saved by Isanza to here Armstrong, lob to Isanza. Stolen, Pierre Cockrell, he gives it to Malik Tidwell in transition. He lobs it off the glass. Armstrong into the lane, lobs it to Ricky Sanza for another jam. Possession, Cockrell with the steal. Lob off the backboard to 2020. No good. Coleman Hawkins with the rebound. He outlets to Pierre Cockrell off the glass to 2020 once again. He's trying to ask how to pronounce names. So I guess yeah, I don't have Jeremy. Good morning, good morning. How we doing, buddy? Great. How about you? Oh, I'm elite. Do intros. Okay, good. About to do player intro. I don't think we have starters, so I think we're just gonna get them real quick. The coach get the where you get extra players. I'm sure I do coach, somewhere. Where your guys start? What numbers are your starters? Number 1. Okay. Number 3. Number 13. Number 24. And number 0. There you go. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. 31. 21. Yes, sir, I do. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Dragon Gym at Tim Riley Court against the Warren Central High School for today's matchup featuring George Harris Prep out of Toronto, Canada, and the Wizards of Aspire Academy in Louisville, Kentucky. Now it's time for your starting lineups. First, for Aspire Academy. Starting in guard, number 1, Amar Harvey. Starting in guard, number 3, DJ Tony. Starting at power forward, number 13, Sekou Salakale. Starting at forward, number 24, Prosper Obi. And starting at point guard, number 0, Ramon Woods. And now, let's hear the starting lineup for George Rogers Prep out of Toronto, Canada. Number 0, Arjun Bassi.
And good morning from Bowling Green, Kentucky. And welcome to the 2019 Hoopin on the Hill. I'm Leroy Watson on play-by-play, joined on color by Cullen Kreider. Cullen, how you doing today?
Hey, good morning, man. I'm doing well. Just rode in here. Nice gym.
Beautiful
Warren
gym. I love the
Central.
floor. Love the floor.
Yeah, I do too.
And our first matchup is between George Harris Prep out of Kentucky and Aspire Academy out of Louisville, Kentucky. Aspire Academy, of course, is a grind session regular. This is the first time we will see George Harris Prep. And Ahmad Harvey gets things off to a big start. Backdoor cut. He's there for the lob from Ramon Woods.
And as we've seen, Ahmad Harvey, he's kind of that motor that runs this team.
Yes.
He really attacks the offensive glass. Look at him run the floor here on the left wing.
That's Sekou Seda Calais, and looks like he is fouled on the play.
And for Aspire Academy, there's nothing that'll get your legs warmed up, get your body woke up better than getting out in transition, running the floor early, and that's what they've done here in the first two trips.
Raheem Dennis called for that foul, his first, team first. And Sekou Seda Calais to the free throw line. He makes the first. Seda Calais makes both of them. It's 4-0 Aspire Academy. And it could easily be argued, Cullen, very persuasively that Aspire Academy may be the hardest playing team on the grind session. If it's not them, it's probably Balboa. Those two teams just play hard from beginning to end.
Well, you look at them right now and look at the ball pressure that they're putting on here early, switching screens.
It's a block by Seda Calais. Offensive rebound, George Harris Prep. Seda Calais with the defensive rebound to Ramon Woods. Prosper Obi to Seda Calais. He's going for that layup. Basket good. 6-0. Aspire Academy jumps on George Hill Prep.
Well, as you can see here early, Aspire really has a big size advantage here. They've got no answer for Seda Calais there on the block.
And I noticed on the roster for George Harris Prep, Arjun Bassi, who is 7-1, but he is either not present, because I didn't see anyone on the bench who looked 7-1, or maybe he's just not starting. Seda Calais pulls down his third rebound. Knocked out of bounds, last touch by George Harvey Prep. And we've got a timeout.
Kind of a funny play there. Ramon Woods was standing alone in the corner, and he's letting Ahmad Harvey know, hey, look, I'm here. Hit me in the corner here for a wide open three. So Coach Kipnis is echoing that as well.
Yep, he said, hey, Ahmad, wake up. Got to see that. So George Aramidi, the head coach for George Harris Prep, calls timeout. They've got to talk it over. The hardest thing in basketball is trying to climb out of a deep hole, and you usually expend so much energy. Once you get back to even, it's hard to stay there, and I don't think George Harris Prep wants to fall too far behind Aspire this early in the game.
Well, yeah, and they've got to get their defensive transition. They've got to get back in transition defense, and I think that's probably what he's telling them right now is that, look, we've got guys wide open standing in the corner. You're not protecting the basket. You got to stop the ball.
Seda Calais to Prosper Obi Dabubi. He spins into the lane, shot up, no good. Rebound, George Harris Prep. Raheem Dennis running the point for George Harris Prep. Elbow jumper, no good. Jajit Bonwait. And here comes Aspire Academy again. Stolen, Raheem Dennis. Tray ball on the way, no good, and rebound Ahmad Harvey. Ramon Woods pushes to Prosper Obi Dabubi. Tray ball, no good. It looked like it was going to go down, just didn't quite make it there.
Yeah, I stay impressed with Obi's stroke.
Yes.
I mean, he's got a very nice stroke, very good form on his shot, and that's when you see the good form like that, that always transitions well to the next level.
And Jaden Outen into the contest for Aspire. He's normally number 23. Today he's number 11. And George Harris Prep can't make a shot right now to save their lives. They're getting quality shots, they're just not making them. Obi DeBooby, no good. Jaden Outen chases down the long rebound. He gets it over to Ramon Woods. Cross court to Prosper. Woods thought about the three, long and hard, decided against it. Prosper Obi will take a three, and
nice.
it's good.
A lot of times when I call short like that, that's when it is. It's right swish right through the net.
Raheem Dennis in transition. Shot no good, but he's fouled.
So many times when a shot does look short, it'll catch the front of that rim, and that's when they miss just barely. You see so many shots like that.
Right.
But Obi right on the money there. And that, I'm telling you, that makes him, his prospects for the next level, that makes him such a higher prospect, is that ability to step out and shoot that three. Because again, like I said, that transitions well to the next level. And with his size, that makes him, you know, again, that raises his rating level.
Rashawn Taylor in for George Harris Prep. Serene Mbaki in for Aspire. And Dennis makes the second. Floater in the lane, no good. Jaden Outen. George Harris Prep down 9-1. It's still early. Just over 12 minutes left in the first half. They need a shot to go. There we go. Well, on cue, Raheem Dennis with the three.
I think what you see out of George Harris Prep is they're starting to figure that zone out a little bit. They're getting better ball movement, and they're making the defense work, and so it's opening up better shooting lanes for them.
Obi DeBooby, it's good again. Nothing but cotton.
When his looks short, that's when it's going straight through. That one again is right on the money.
We've got a foul on the play. That foul. Serene Mbake. It's his first, team second.
His first, team second.
George Harris Prep on the attack. This is the grind session event, so of course grind session rules apply. 2 16-minute halves, 6 fouls for disqualification, and a 30-second shot clock.
Nice pass.
Mbake drives, and he is fouled.
And exactly what I just heard a coach say on the Aspire bench. I was going to credit Mbake with running the floor there. As a guard, you love for your bigs to just sprint the floor. You know, you've got to get ahead of the ball. As a big, you've got to get ahead of the ball if you want to receive the pass, and that's what he did. He sprinted down the middle of the floor, and I think that was that Woods or was that Tony that gave him that pass there? A nice little drop-off pass right in the middle of the floor.
I think it was Tony.
I think it was Tony, too, now that if I remember correctly.
Mbake, second free throw, also no good. Rebound, Raheem Dennis for George Harris Prep. Stolen, Mbake. Oh, he traveled, got away with it. TJ Tony to Jaden Outen. Outen back to TJ Tony. Tony into the lane, short jumper is good.
Nice look from Tony.
Ahmad Harvey creates the steal and stolen back by Ryan Ben. Basket is good. Rashawn Taylor.
And I thought the foul was going to come on the reach around there, but they did call it on Harvey. I thought Harvey did a great job of staying straight up vertically. I think that's more of a foul on the defender on the floor there, reaching around trying to steal from behind.
Right. And the and one free throw is no good. But George Harris Prep trying to claw their way back. They're down 8 now, 14-6. Oh, that's a travel. Into the contest for George Harris Prep, number 12, Nathan Jariba. And entering for Aspire, number 2, Titan Newton. They call him Figgy. And number 25, Eduardo Ramirez. So Aspire only has 1 starter left on the floor. Excuse me, 2 starters. It would be T.J. Tony and Ahmad Harvey. They are joined by Figgy Newton, Serene Mbake, and Eduardo Ramirez. Steal there, Aspire.
Nice.
Beautiful pass from T.J. Tony. Mbake just wasn't ready for it. And so the ball will go back to George Harris Prep. 10 minutes left to go in the first half. And our score is Aspire 14, George Harris Prep 6. Raheem Dennis into the lane. He drops it off and good. Jajit Banwait. 14-8. The lead is 6 for the Wizards. Figgy Newton over to T.J. Tony. Picks up the screen up top. He gets into the lane. Ahmad Harvey, Eduardo Ramirez, and the ball out of bounds off Ramirez's leg. And Aspire Academy will call a full timeout, so we'll take a timeout here on the broadcast with 9 minutes and 24 seconds left to go in the first half. This is Hoopin' on the Hill live from Warren Central High School in, I was about to say
Bowling
Mayfield,
Green,
Kentucky, but it's Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yep.
I'm going backwards. We hope you're enjoying the early going of this event. Grind Session event brought to you by Tanager Sports. We will be back in a moment. Shot no good there by George Harris Prep. Stolen by Raheem Dennis into the lane, and he is fouled.
Yeah, and he caught a knee there. It's a little slow to get up.
Sekou Seda Calais, that is his first foul.
Give Dennis a lot of credit. I think Dennis has kind of been the catalyst for the offense here of, you know, just at least getting the ball movement started and the penetration. He's done a good job of getting into the middle of this Aspire defense and this Aspire zone.
And Dennis makes both. Just like that, the lead is 4,
Yeah.
14-10. George Harris Prep is making a stand. 2-possession basketball game. 8:44 left in the first half. Obi Daboubi is feeling it this morning. That's 3 threes.
Well, that's I was gonna say I was a little surprised. The they're not closing out on him. It's almost like, you know, you see that in college or the pro level with a big guy, and they just let him stand out there because he can't shoot. Well, Obi clearly can shoot the basketball. You got to close out on him.
Shot no good there by Nathan Jariba. Stolen in transition by George Harris Prep. They get it out to Raheem Dennis. He is triple teamed. Kicks it back out to Brandon Gonsalves. No good from 3. Newton with a beautiful pass to Sekou Seda-Kalei.
I was really surprised that pass got there right over the top of the defense.
It was right where it had to be. Stolen by Figgy. Prosper Obi-Daboobi. Sweeping hook in the lane on the offensive rebound.
And good adjustment here by Aspire of putting on the pressure. That's really going to give them problems. It's going to give George Harris Prep problems.
Jaden Alton very close to creating a steal right here in front of the broadcast.
Number 7, Chris Sinclair.
7, Chris Sinclair, and 21, Ryan Ben into the contest for George Harris Prep. They had cut their deficit down to 4. Now it's back out to 11. A quick 7-0 explosion by Aspire. Block, Sekou Seda-Kalei. Ball will stay with George Harris Prep. We've got 12 seconds left on the shot clock. 21-10, Aspire Academy on top. George Harris Prep out of Canada.
Yep.
And shot clock violation. And Cullen, you could tell there they were totally unaware of the shot clock.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They weren't ready for that. They didn't keep up with the shot clock there. And, you know, if that's new to you as a high school team, of course that's, you know, bound to happen.
I would imagine they've played some shot clock at some point somewhere, though. Eduardo Ramirez to Sekou Seda-Kalei. Now they're respecting Obi-Daboobi's three-point ability. Good pass, but Seda-Kalei couldn't hang on to it. So George Harris basketball with 6 minutes, 36 seconds left in the first half, and they are down 11, 21-10. Stolen. Ramon Woods created the pressure. Figgy Newton picks up the loose ball. Prosper to Ramon Woods, reverse layup, spins it off the glass. Ramon Woods with his first basket of the morning.
And Aspire's pressure continues to cause turnovers for George Harris Prep.
Travel, oh, nope. We're gonna have a foul.
And that's the last place you want to get a foul. You're probably about 5 seconds into the 10-second half-court violation there, and pick up a foul, you know, 70 feet away from the basket.
That's the first on Obi-Daboobi and the 5th on Aspire. Tray ball on the way. No good. Rebound. Seda-Kalei.
I think what's happening with Aspire there, when you get a couple run-out baskets like that, now you start to look for those all the time. And, you know, as Coach Kipnis is telling them, he wants them to be a little more disciplined with the basketball. You know, you don't have, everything doesn't have to be a layup. Let's get into the offense, set things up, run some plays.
Wow, why was that not over and back? I think the ref just missed it, Cullen. But shot clock violation, second shot clock violation. And so by rule, the ball will go out to Aspire.
I'm not sure anybody was prepared for what just happened there because I'm pretty sure that the ball did change possession there. I'm pretty sure Titan Newton is the one that passed the ball into the backcourt for Aspire. And so you get what I'm saying. So that would have changed possession and reset the shot clock, but it never did reset. So.
Right, so we've got a foul. Ryan Ben, his first team third. And Prosper Booby will go to the free throw line and shoot a pair. And he makes the first. So Aspire pulling away once again. It's 25-10. They are up by 15 now, their largest lead so far of the contest. Stolen by Ramon Woods, and he is fouled. Fouled by Ryan Ben. That is his second. That is the fourth foul of the first half against George Harris Prep.
Aspire has created a lot of turnovers with their pressure. I'd be interested to see the numbers there.
Tray ball, no good. TJ Tony, rebound, Raheem Dennis. Ramon Woods called for his second foul, team sixth.
And that was a good call, too, because Woods made the proper cutoff, but he didn't have to grab him, and he did grab him. So I don't really understand the grab there because you did what you were supposed to do.
Right.
You almost, a lot of times you see that create a walk there when guys turn around, they don't know that they're there.
Shot no good. Raheem Dennis
to the basket.
Ramon Woods blocked. Didn't see who blocked it, but that was blocked. And now stolen by TJ Tony. Tony, that was a case of one pass too many. He had the free throw line jumper, should have just taken it.
Well, the bounce pass I think would have been there too. You throw that one through the air and that's going to get tipped.
Drive, basket is good. Let's see who that is. That's number 7, Chris Sinclair.
Basket by number 7, Chris Sinclair.
Figgy Newton to TJ Tony to Ramon Woods. Tray ball. It's good. Ramon Woods. 28-12. The lead swells to 16 for Aspire Academy. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first half. Raheem Dennis.
White 13 with the block, 2 shots.
Foul on Sekou Seda Calais. His second, team 7th. But Raheem Dennis was in the act of shooting, so he's going to take 2.
Well, and that call goes against the defense because just like the ref's explaining here, he fell before he was even contacted.
Right.
So, you're not really calling a flop, but at the same time, the defensive player is in the landing spot of the offensive player now because he fell down for no reason. So that's why you're going to get a block there. You got to call something because now what if the offensive player comes down on him and falls to the ground? It's a good call.
And Raheem Dennis has made 4 free throws in a row. 28-14. 3:28 left in the first half. Aspire in control. Prosper Obidobubi misses the first bunny, gets the offensive rebound, and he's fouled on the second shot. That foul committed by Raheem Dennis. This is second, team 5th.
At the line for Aspire Academy for 24, Prosper Obi.
And Prosper misses the first. He's got one more free throw coming. Second free throw is good. Now, just to throw this out there to you, Cullen, this is something that I didn't know until a few weeks ago, but technically any number between 6 and 9 is illegal in the U.S. by U.S. high school rules.
Right.
So I wonder if George Harris having several players with 6 or 7 in their number is because they're from Canada.
Right.
Basket good, Eduardo Ramirez.
And of course, that's because of when the referee signaled to the scoreboard the number.
Exactly. And what made me think of it is the ref had to literally call that out to the table. He couldn't signal it. Raheem Dennis, tray ball is good.
Nice step back there from Dennis, and he's been the most impressive player for George Harris Prep so far, and he's really
got
kept
11
them in this
points.
game. Yeah.
Jaden Alton, offensive rebound and stick back. And there's what I'm talking about with Aspire Academy, another offensive rebound, this by the smallest player on the floor.
Well, yeah, and like I said, when we look at the numbers at halftime, you're going to see offensive rebounding and you're going to see turnovers being the difference in this game.
Figgy Newton, finger roll in transition. That's his first basket. And Aspire all over George Harris Prep. They've more than doubled them up. They've got their largest lead of the contest. 18-point difference. 35-17 is our score. Elbow jump shot no good by Jajit Von Waits. Here comes Aspire Academy again. Jaden Alton, no good. Figgy Newton, offensive rebound, no good. Nakeem Damani with the rebound for George Harris Prep. Stolen, Jaden Alton. He's all by himself. Layup is good. So Jaden Alton with 4 points. And the lead is 20, 37-17.
Checking in for George Harris Prep, number 21, Ryan Benn, number 12, making the
And, you know, Cullen, this is the case of when you're trying to get ready for a team, you really can't go strictly by just height and weight. You know, you look at George Harris Prep and you see a 7-footer and you see a bunch of guys listed at 6'7", 6'8". And then you see them, and it's like, okay, this is not what I expected.
Those guys didn't make the bus trip this morning. If the 6'7" and 6'8" guys, because I don't see any of them. Aspire, of course, has several of those guys.
Right. Well, Ryan Benn, for instance, number 21, he's listed at 6'7". He's not 6'7". Jaden Alton having a very nice first half. Another offensive rebound and putback for him. He's got 6. Ahmad Harvey to Eduardo Ramirez to Ramon Woods. Woods with another tray. Woods has 8 first half points.
And that's just a good job of sharing the basketball, making that one extra pass there from Ramirez.
10 seconds to go here in the first half. 42-17, Aspire on top. Now, that looked like a travel to me, but at this point, let's leave well enough alone. First half is all Aspire. You had a little rally by George Harris Prep that cut it to 4 at 14-10, but since that point, it's been 28-7 in favor of Aspire Academy, and that will take them to the locker room leading by 25, 42-17. So, Cullen, final thoughts before we get to halftime?
In a game like this for Aspire, when you've got the other team outsized, once you step on the floor, they figure out the talent level and figure out where they're at as far as like I said, the talent level. But in that type of game, share the basketball, play the right way, and everything will work out for itself, and that's what it's done for them here in the first half.
Day 1 of the 2019 Hoopin' on the Hill, live from Warren Central High School here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. A grind session event brought to you by Tanager Sports. I'm Leroy Watson on play-by-play, joined on color by Cullen Kreider, and we will be back in about 6 minutes to get you ready for the second half. LaMelo Ball with the rebound.
He wants it. Yep.
Oh! Emmanuel Shimungo.
That's a big time shot.
Oh, my goodness. By Aspire. Wizards lob back door to picked up by LaMelo. Look at that underhand. No,
I think there needs to be a different matchup there.
That is not what. Oh, Terry! Joe Jones contested. Tyrese Samuel. Here Armstrong to Jimmy Bell for the dunk. Saved by Isanza to Here Armstrong. Lob to Isanza. Stolen. Pierre Cockrell, he gives it to Malik Tidwell in transition. He lobs it off the glass. Armstrong into the lane. Lobs it to Ricky Sanza for another jam. Possession, Cockrell with the steal. Lob off the backboard to 2020. Jumper, no good. Coleman Hawkins with the rebound. Outlets to Pierre Cockrell off the glass to 2020 once again. And we've got a little bit more than 2 minutes before we start the second half. So far in the first game of the 2019 Hoopin' on the Hill, it has been all Aspire Academy. George Harris Prep pulled within 4, and after that it was bye-bye, see ya. Aspire went on a 28-7 run to end the first half, and they lead it by 25. And Cullen, you pull the numbers, and it's just been truly dominant by Aspire Academy in the first half.
Yeah, and Aspire led by Prosper Obi with 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 for 4 from three-point land. As a team, they shot 55% from the field. 9 turnovers. I know Coach Kipnis would rather see that a little lower, but 23 rebounds, 7 offensive, so they're really attacking the glass, as opposed to George Harris Prep. They shot 20% from the field goal range. and 13 turnovers in the first half, and also out-rebounded by 12 rebounds. So they only had 11 rebounds in the first half. So we spoke about it early in the first half, saying that the difference would probably be rebounds and turnovers, and there you have it. Turnovers and rebounds, big margin disparity there, and, of course, field goal percentage as well.
And Cullen, you know, there's a lot of things that we might say, a lot of weird combinations you get in basketball, but it's very rare that you get a team that shoots 20% and they're on the winning side of the ledger.
Exactly.
Extremely
right.
rare.
It's never going to happen. It's not at 20%. You're not going to win at that mark.
So George Harris has just got to figure out a way, number one, to hang on to the basketball, and number two, convert some of these shots, because it's not like they got all bad shots. Some of them were great looks. They just have to put them down.
Right. And, you know, again, they just have to continue to share the basketball and try to get the best looks that you can. I mean, that's the name of the game, is finding good, high-percentage shots, and the only way to do that is to share the ball, good ball movement, and good, you know, just movement without the ball as well. And so they did have a bright spot from Raheem Dennis. He had 11 points in the first half, so he's really carried them as far as, you know, their 17 points. But they're going to need a lot more out of him and from the rest of his teammates.
One stop at a time would be my theme if I were Coach Aramidi. That's all. That's the only way to look at it when you're down 25. You know, there's no 26-point shot in basketball.
Right.
All right, so George Harris Prep will start the second half with the basketball.
Now watch Aspire. I just heard it from the bench again, but I was about to say they really do move with the basketball. Once they jump with the pass.
And they had that 2-3 zone stretched way out past the three-point line. TJ Toney air ball. TJ is a really solid shooter, but he just hasn't gotten his stroke together today. It's still early, and he's just a little out of sync, it looks like. George Harris Prep on the attack. Raheem Dennis, tray ball is good. So he is now tied with Prosper Obi-Dabubi for game-high scoring honors at 14 apiece.
Yeah, Dennis has played very well. He's shot it well. He's penetrated well.
George Harris Prep in a 2-3 zone. And they're extending their zone out pretty far as well. Tray ball, Ramon Woods, no good. Rebound, Jajid Banwait. George Harris Prep on the attack. Ryan Ben. And Ben all alone, back door, basket good. That's his first basket of the contest.
And very good ball movement against the zone there from George Harris Prep. And quick ball movement as well. The ball never hit the floor.
Ahmad Harvey commits his second foul, team first of the second half. And Ryan Dennis misses the free throw. Excuse me, Ryan Ben. I think I said Ryan Dennis. Ryan Ben there with the missed free throw. TJ Toney to Ahmad Harvey. Titan Figgy Newton starts the second half. Pass right at Obi's shins, stolen by George Harris Prep, and then Obi steals it right back. Ahmad Harvey, Euro step, drops it off to Figgy. Oh, he missed the layup. And so George Harris Prep back on the attack, down by 20, 42-22. Figgy with the rebound. Newton really sees that deep ball really well, and he makes the pass on the money every time. Prosper Obi-Dabubi, I think he moved that pivot foot. Yes, he did. Turnover, Aspire Academy, and the basketball will belong to George Harris Prep.
You're going to have a timeout from Aspire as well.
Timeout on the floor, full timeout. Aspire Academy, so we'll take a timeout here on the broadcast as well. 13:41 left to go in the contest, and our score is Aspire Academy 42, and George Harris Prep 22. We hope you are enjoying day one of Hoopin' on the Hill, live from Warren Central High School in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Next up at 11 o'clock will be Potter's House out of Florida versus Athens Prep out of Athens, Tennessee. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back in a moment. George Harris Prep with the basketball. George Harris Prep, the visitors on the scoreboard in burgundy trimmed in white. Spire, your home team, in white trimmed in red and black. Notice the George Harris coaches have on spiffy gold jerseys though. Quentin Jollymore with the basket. That's his first of the morning for George Harris. And George Harris has quietly, Cullen, scored the first 7 points of this second half.
Yeah, I was going to say, Aspire hasn't even scored yet.
Get on the floor! Help him out!
Hell ball. The arrow belongs to Aspire Academy. Jaden Outen into the contest for Aspire, replacing Titan Newton. Nope, he's replacing Ramon Woods. Mar Harvey into the lane. He gets it to Sekou Seda-Calais. That's their first basket of the second half. Seda-Calais now with 8.
2-point goal, Sekou Seda-Calais.
Ryan Dennis is fouled. Foul committed by Sekou Seda-Calais. That is his third, team second.
His first, team second.
And to the line, shooting a pair of free throws will be Raheem Dennis. Dennis makes the first. 44-25. Offensive rebound, Jalen Coltis. He gets it back to Raheem Dennis, no good. Figgy Newton with the offensive rebound. Long pass ahead to Ahmad Harvey. Cross court to Jaden Outen. They work it over to TJ Tony. Tray ball on the way, Jaden Outen short. Raheem Dennis with the rebound. 44-25. After being down 25 at the half, George Harris Prep has cut it all the way down to 16.
Nice roll for Dennis.
Raheem Dennis, that's his fourth three-pointer of the morning. So I'm not saying that they're quote-unquote back in the game, Cullen, but 16 sure sounds a hell of a lot better than 25.
Yeah, they put together a good run here to start this half.
Yeah, so far, they've Aspire scored 2 points this half. 11-2 is the run and counting for George Harris Prep. Tray ball, and it's good. I think that's Jajit Banwait. Is that correct? He'll turn around in just a second here.
They don't have numbers on the front of their jerseys, and so.
But they cut their deficit to 13, 44-31. Okay, that's number 11. That's Jalen Cultus. That's his first basket. I don't know if that was a well-advised shot there by Figgy Newton. He airballs it, and here comes George Harris Prep. They can cut this to 10 with a tray ball.
Nice.
Wow, reverse layup is good. Ryan Ben, and there we go. I figured that was coming. Coach Jeremy Kipnis has seen enough. He calls timeout. His team has got to get on track. They have been hit by a 16-2 hammer to start this second half. And Cullen, I like to tell people sometime when strange things or unexpected things happen, that's why they play the game.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Raheem Dennis, again, has really willed his way into this game and got his team back into the game. You know, he's up to 18 points now and, you know, getting his other teammates involved as well, but he's shooting the ball well from the field. He's being very efficient with how he's playing. And so, I mean, Aspire's got to get it together here.
And more bad news for Aspire. Ahmad Harvey has blood on his jersey, and he's going back to get cleaned up. So it'll be a few more minutes before he can return to the contest. He is, as you mentioned earlier, the spark plug for this team.
Yeah.
So not having him on the floor
makes
a difference.
And, you know, I mean, like you said, a really important piece to their team.
And first appearance for Aguirre Dawam for Aspire Academy, number 34, just added to the roster for this event. But rest assured, that would typically be Ahmad Harvey in his spot. So let's see what kind of impact Mr. Dawam can make on this contest. TJ Tony, floater in the lane, it's good.
It's a good shot by Tony, and you know you could tell there he knew he wanted to take that shot. He's very comfortable.
And you know what? Every now and again, you just need a player to step up and make an individual play.
That's right.
And Aspire desperately needed something good to happen. TJ Tony made something happen. That foul on Prosper Obidibubi, his second, team third. George Harris Prep will get the basketball. Excuse me. Raheem Dennis will go back to the free throw line, shooting a pair. 46-33, Aspire on top of George Harris Prep. Dennis misses the first. Oh, Raheem Dennis misses both of those. Rebound, Aspire Academy. Serene Diagne misses that jump hook in the lane. George Harris Prep on the attack. Tray ball on the way, no good. That miss was by that miss was by Quentin Jollymore. Ramirez thought about shooting that. Gets it over to TJ Tony instead. To Prosper Obidibubi. He picks up the screen. To Aguirre Dawam.
This zone's really giving Aspire problems.
A lot of problems. TJ Tony, floater, no good. Another offensive rebound for Aspire Academy, and a steal by Eduardo Ramirez, and then a lazy behind the back pass that's stolen by George Harris Prep. 46-33. Raheem Dennis to number 21, Ryan Ben. Ryan Ben with 6 points already in the second half.
Well, yeah, they've got a little connection going right now. Dennis and Ben, their little 1-2 action.
The lead is 11. Eduardo Ramirez, no good. And Cullen, that just shows not all open shots are good shots. If they're not in the flow of the offense and the flow of the game, you're really just kind of forcing something.
Well, and I can tell you, who the substitution is coming in for right now, and it's going to be Ramirez for that
yep.
pass and this last
and
shot.
And the lead is to single digits. Quentin Jollymore cuts it to 9. What a turn of events.
Well, you know,
20-4 in the second half.
Ahmad Harvey's in the back bleeding, and this game is kind of relating the same way. The Aspire can't find a way to stop the bleeding right now. But again,
TJ Tony,
yeah.
That's his first tray ball of the day. And they desperately needed that to go down. The lead is back to 12, 49-37, but there's an eternity left. 7:42 left in this game. Jollymore thought about it, passed it up. Raheem Dennis being guarded by Eduardo Ramirez. Give and go. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Jollymore thought about it again. He gets it down to Ben. Tray ball on the way, and it's good. Jalen Cultus. 49-40, the lead is single digits. 3-possession game.
George Harris Prep, they're not settling for bad shots. They're
right.
working the ball around. They work the shot clock all the way down there and got a wide open look.
Over and back is about to be the call. Basketball is an amazing thing, isn't it? It looks like two entirely different basketball teams.
That's what I was going to say. They look like a different team in this second half.
Everything went right for Aspire in the first half. Virtually nothing went right for George Harris Prep. That's all been turned on its ear. 20-4 to start this second half.
Here's Cultus again. Oh, wow.
Woo! Jalen Cultus is hot.
Well, you know, and I saw something from him in the first half, and all I mean by that is he handled the ball the best. I thought his movements were
stolen.
The best.
Jollymore. (49-43), 26-7 is the count here in the second half.
I think you're going to get an illegal screen.
You're absolutely right. That foul was committed by number 12. Excuse me, 21, Ryan Ben. That is his third foul and the team's first of the second half. Full timeout, George Harris Prep. So call and hold that thought. We will cut away. We hope you're enjoying the 2019 Hoopin on the Hill, live from Warren Central High School, Bowling Green, Kentucky. A grind session event brought to you by Tanager Sports. I'm Leroy Watson on play-by-play, joined by Cullen Kreider on color, and we will be right back in a moment. It's a story of two halves. The first half belonged to Aspire, but the second half thus far has belonged to George Harris Prep. 26-7 is the count. And that last foul was indeed on Nathan Jariba, number 12, not on Ryan Ben, number 21 for George Harris. Shot no good, and rebound is pulled down by Jajit Banwait.
And give a lot of credit here to the coaching staff of George Harris Prep of getting into this zone. It's really caused Aspire a lot of problems, and clearly they haven't been able to score against it.
But the thing is, they played zone in the first half as well. Now, they didn't push it out quite as far.
That's what I mean. They've made some type of adjustment, whether it be doubling the post. You know, every time that Obi catches down there now, you see the double. He's got nowhere to go.
Right.
And so they've really made adjustments in the zone to improve.
Ahmad Harvey back on the floor for Aspire. Let's see if Ahmad Harvey has a settling effect on the Wizards, because they certainly need to settle. Ryan Dennis, tray ball, no good. Thought that was a little quick, He didn't really set his feet. He had a chance to cut further into that 6-point lead. Ramon Woods, shot blocked by Jollymore. Wow, did the ref not see that Jollymore touched that? They called travel.
Well, what Woods did, Woods dribbled it again. And so
after the shot block. We almost became a part of the action there.
I think that if you just go up, I mean, that's one of those calls. No matter how much you know about basketball, no matter what you think, like, it's one of those where it's going to make you question,
right?
What the rule is. And for me, I honestly don't know. If Woods just comes down with that ball without dribbling it, then it would have to be a jump ball. It can't be a travel there because it was touched by the defender.
Right.
But since he dribbled it.
Wow, great steal produced there by Prosper Obi-Dabubi, and the dunk in transition. And that may be the spark the Wizards need to get going again here in the second half.
Well, it's plays like that can, kind of erase your memory of what has been going on and say, okay, now let's just go. Let's finish this off. Great finish there by Obi. Prosper Obi.
That's his first basket of the second half, and he gets the and one. 52-43, the lead is 9 for Aspire Academy. And Obi-Dabubi with the steal again. Sekou Seda Calais. Layup, no good. Offensive rebound, Seda Calais. That's what they do, Cullen.
Yep.
And we've got a foul on the baseline. I think that's Raheem Dennis. If it is, that's his fourth.
Well, and I'm not saying that this is Ahmad Harvey, but you can already see a different energy on the floor. And, there's just chemistry with guys. And when certain guys get out on the floor, it brings out the best in everyone.
Yep.
And I feel like that Ahmad Harvey is that type of player because he leads by example. He's going to give you, like we've said the whole game, he's the motor for this club.
Prosper Obi-Dabubi, tray ball just misses. Guess what? Offensive rebound, Aspire. Sekou Seda Calais. He gets it to T.J. Tony.
And sometimes basketball is made so simple because all you need to say here is, look, all they're doing now is just attacking the offensive glass. They're getting on the offensive boards and getting putbacks. I mean, it's as simple as that.
No more one-and-done possessions like they were having early in the second half.
And turnovers. They were getting a lot of turnovers as well.
Over and back. Basketball will go to Aspire. And so now we're seeing a little bad body language, and they're going to bring Jajit Banwade out of the game. He was upset. He feels like even though that was his turnover, another teammate blew an assignment, which is probably true, but now is not the time to talk about that.
Good penetration.
Prosper Obi, no good. Seda Calais, offensive rebound, stolen. Chris Sinclair, and we've got a foul in transition. Foul committed by Ramon Woods, his third, team fourth. Side out. George Harris Prep. That's Rashawn Taylor. He got it over to Chris Sinclair. He missed the tray. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Aspire Academy with 4 minutes exactly left to go in the contest. George Harris Prep will get another shot at it. Look at the big block there by Sekou Seda Calais. Offensive rebound again, though, by George Harris Prep this time. Titan Figgy Newton into the contest for Aspire, replacing Ramon Woods. George Harris Prep will get their third shot at it. Shot in the lane is blocked by Ahmad Harvey, but we've got a foul. That is Harvey's third, team fifth. And to the line, he will shoot a pair. Nathan Jariba. First free throw is good.
Checking back in for George Harris Prep, number 46, Raheem Dennis.
So Colin, George Harris Prep hanging around. They've cut off 15 points of their deficit. The question will be, do they have enough energy to surmount the rest of that and take a lead and do what they got to do to get a W? And that's always another question.
Yeah, it'll come down to who protects the basketball and of course, down at the end of the game, who can make shots. And, you know, they're going to have to make shots to get back in the game, down 10, and you got to come up with stops as well, of course.
TJ Tony, tray ball, did everything but go down.
Yeah, those are the ones you ask, how did that even come out?
It looked pure from the second it left his hand. Tray ball no good. Jalen Cultus. Prosper Obi-Debooby with the long rebound. Ahmad Harvey in transition.
2-point basket, number 1, Ahmad Harvey.
Raheem Dennis. Shot blocked in the lane. I think that was Seda Calais with the block. Ahmad Harvey. And he traveled. He and Seda Calais literally almost collided, and that led to the travel there by Ahmad Harvey. But Colin, it just goes to show why coaches are always hollering about spacing
Of course.
when you're on the floor.
Yeah, they couldn't get out of their own way there, and unfortunate because they had about a 3 or 4 on 1 there and didn't come up with anything with it or from it.
TJ Tony called for his first foul, team's 6th. George Harris Prep with the basketball, 2:44 to go, down 12, 56-44. And Jalen Cultus steps on the end line. And when you're trying to work your way out of a deficit, Colin, that's the last thing you need is someone, simply because he doesn't know where he is on the court, creating a turnover. Regardless of outcome, though, we've got to give a lot of credit to George Harris Prep for putting on a huge rally here in the second half. TJ Tony, he's just a little off, Colin. Not much, just a little.
Yep.
Raheem Dennis up to Jalen Cultus.
And to your point about George Harris Prep, if nothing else, it just shows the fight that they have as a team. And as a coach, you can't ask for anything more.
Stolen, Ahmad Harvey.
Good
long pass up front to Sekou Seda Calais.
Out of bounds, turnover, George Harris Prep. Taking back in for George Harris Prep, number 32, Martin Henry, and number 2, Arian Damani.
Martin Henry into the contest for the first time today for George Harris Prep. And Arian Damani into the contest for the first time today for George Harris Prep. 1:50 to go in the contest. The lead is 12, 56-44. Aspire Academy trying to hang on. That definitely should have been a 5-second count. I got to agree with Coach Kipnis on that one.
Yeah, wasn't ever any separation. A lot of times, I mean, I know this may sound, well, I don't know what it sounds like, but a lot of times as a referee, you can get caught watching. And you know, you just.
That's true.
Because you're watching for a foul, you're watching for a violation, and you forget about that 5 seconds.
Because that was a really good defensive stand there. And like you say, referees are human.
Of course.
And they're probably thinking, wow, there needs to be a foul here, but this guy is just not fouling him. And he's standing right there in front of him.
Right.
Ahmad Harvey, tray ball, looks a little short, and it is. Prosper Obi-Debooby, offensive rebound, and no good. Ryan Ben with the rebound for George Harris Prep. Still down 12. Tray ball on the way, and it's good. Martin Henry assists Raheem Dennis.
And Dennis gets away with a little push there, but I'm telling you, you see that push all the time now. And you see him get away with it all the time. It's almost like the Michael Jordan push on
oh, yeah,
Brian
that's right.
Russell.
Was it Brian or Byron? I always
Well, it's
And I usually get it backwards.
He's. I know it's with a Y, and so I think that's maybe why it looks like Byron. I'll have to look that up.
Figgy shot is good at the expiration of the clock. But Aspire needed that to keep themselves going. The lead is back to 11, 58-47, and looks like another turnover. Yes, nope. I stand corrected. That ball was last touched by Aspire. 12.3 seconds left to go. And Aspire is going to hang on and win this one, but it wasn't easy. And Ramon Woods with the steal in the backcourt, and he will likely just dribble it out now.
It was Brian Russell.
Brian,
it's
okay.
Just spelled like it kind of tricks you. It looks like Byron.
Gotcha. So in spite of only scoring 16 points in the second half, Aspire Academy hangs on, and they will get the victory 58-47 over a very game George Harris prep squad coming down here from Canada.
And just to be honest, I think it's one of those games for Coach Kipnis. I don't think he's going to be too happy in the locker room. I mean, you do get a win, but I don't think that the message is going to be, good job. It's going to be, what can we do to get better here? And I know Coach Kipnis, and that's the way he always thinks. Is he always wants to get better, but he's not going to be too impressed with this second half effort. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, 16 points in the second half just isn't going to cut it. All right, so we've got our player of the game, Prosper Obidobubi. And congratulations to Prosper Obidobubi from Aspire Academy. Second game in a row player of the game. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, sir.
17 points. You had 8 rebounds in the first half, so I'm sure you had double-digit rebounds. But you guys were bleeding at the end. What was the feeling when George Harris was rallying, and what were you guys talking about during timeouts?
It was like you got to do little things, like bucks, sprint back on defense, bucks out, get rebounds, dive on the loose ball, and close out pretty hard. Like what we do in practice, we got to execute it as well in games.
So I don't know that it's going to be pleasant in the locker room. I'm sure Coach Kipnis isn't going to be really happy. But at the end of the day, you got a W, and that's got to feel good.
Oh, yeah, I feel good. Yeah, I feel good. But, we didn't really execute plays, So, that's a good win. We really appreciate it. But I think we can do, a lot better than what we did tonight.
Ahmad Harvey went out. He had a cut, so they had to clean him up, stop the bleeding. It really looked like you guys were a different team when he was not on the floor. And then when he got back, it seemed like you guys got back to normal. Was that a coincidence, or was that a big part of what happened?
We were playing together, you know what I'm saying? Like, he brings the energy, and he helps, and, rebounds, and we really need it. And he brings energy to the team. So he's kind of like energy guy. So, we just go with it.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations again on the win. You guys get some rest. We'll see you again tomorrow afternoon.
I appreciate it. See you too.
All right. And so up next, the 11:30 game, Potter's House Christian out of Florida versus Athens Prep out of Athens, Tennessee. It'll be a good one. So stick around. Hooping on the Hill from Bowling Green will continue in just a moment.